Monday, June 12th, yet another edition of Mafia Live, your go-to show for late-breaking NFL news, accompanied by some of the best amateur analysis on the face of the planet. What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone had an incredible weekend. I certainly know that I did. I'm just glad to get back into the weekly routine, baby. And this week, particularly, is probably going to be one of the last couple of things that we can get excited about before, obviously, training camp starts hitting the ground running in July. Mandatory minicamp is set to begin tomorrow, and there's a lot of things that we need to discuss. Number one, for the love of God, I hope that the second that Stephon Diggs shows up to Buffalo tomorrow, that we don't need to hear another dumbass puff piece from national media or some disgruntled fan who hates the Buffalo Bills giving their sarcastic laughing emojis, being like, oh, Diggs wants out of Buffalo, man. Diggs wants out of Buffalo. I cannot wait. I simply cannot wait for the first pictures of him walking up to the facility are released from the Buffalo Bills PR team tomorrow. That is probably like the dumbest thing that I feel like we should be looking forward to, because it's just been so annoying the past couple of weeks, or the past month rather, ever since that playoff game. So I am ready for all of this to go down. And then obviously there's going to be things where we're going to be discussing some of those release targets, right? Some of those potential cuts. Who's going to potentially be cut from this team? Who is going to potentially be traded? Who is going to win CB2? Is it going to be Kyer Elam? Perhaps it's going to be Dantzler, who we just ended up bringing on. That's more predominantly strong in the zone scheme side of things. Is Elam going to win that out? Who's going to be named our number one middle linebacker on the depth chart? There's a lot of things that I don't think are going to be answered completely, but I feel like that we'll start getting a few more signs as this week completely dives into it. Now, guys, this stream, as you know it, is brought to you by the Manta Sleep Mask. I'm not sure about you, but as I get older, sleep is 1,000% more important to me as far as me being able to be as productive, stay healthy, stay on top of my thing. This Manta Sleep Mask, where normally I'm an insomniac, I stay up forever, it's impossible for me to take a nap. This thing has completely changed my life. It really has. It lets me achieve REM sleep like there is absolutely no tomorrow. I've never been able to take a nap my entire life until I got this thing a couple of months ago. And when I say that, when you put this over your face, you can't see a damn thing. Literally. It's like one of Aaron Rodgers' like darkness retreats going into it. It's super comfortable. Really helps me zero in and focus on the sleep that I absolutely need to. It's a great gift for anybody, whether or not that this is a gift for a girlfriend, a parent, or maybe even yourself if like you're starting to get on a fitness journey. Manta Face Mask is where it's at, and they're hooking up my audience as well, simply just by using code DOMMAFIA. That is actually pinned in the live chat, and it's also in the description. If you want to check these guys out, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Absolutely. Let's hit the chat. What is going on, everybody, this Monday morning? My guy BIYM's coming in saying that he's getting his workout in. He's waiting on that live to start. Hey, man, listen, you get them gains, baby. Yo, man, you get them gains. And as far as me getting you something to be excited about, it's mandatory minicamp. It's mandatory minicamp. I feel like all of us should be excited about watching Stephon Diggs walk into the facility today. So we don't need to hear any more of like these bullshit rumors that he wants out of Buffalo. That's going to be one of the best things I've ever seen in my life tomorrow. We can talk about the fact that Von Miller is claiming that his ACL is 100% healed and he's not going to be on the PUP list. Now, I do want to say, just because he claimed that he's not going to be on the PUP list doesn't mean we're seeing him week one. Okay. I hate to be that guy that puts down, like not necessarily a negative take, but just because he's not on the pup list, it doesn't mean that he's going to be week one. If you're on the pup list, I think it's like a mandatory four games. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 games. It has to be a mandatory 4 games or maybe even 6. I'm not even sure. That means that maybe he takes a couple of weeks off before he gets in. But as far as he is reporting, sounds like Von Miller says he's completely healed. He's starting to reintroduce some football activities to his workouts. So we'll see exactly how involved he is this week. Ronald Enix, what's up, man? Hope all is well. We got Jar Jar coming in saying the hook on the intro music sounds like it's saying, let's get it on. Is that right? Maybe. Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on. What up, man? My birthday is in 3 days on the 15th. Happy early birthday, my friend. Hopefully you join on the actual 15th so I can wish you an actual happy birthday. How old you turning, brother? Okay, we got Calvin Tim coming in and asking about Dantzler. So this is a good question because I think this is one of the storylines that a lot of us are going to be following pretty heavily going into like minicamp and into training camp by itself. Questions all around are who's going to be CB2? Is Elam going to earn his spot? Is he going to be lined up outside of Trey White? Or maybe it's going to be Dantzler, right? That new guy that just ended up coming in. Or maybe it's somebody else lined up on the CB2 side of things. Dantzler, in my opinion, I think he's a good depth piece. I think he will make the team. He's known for his zone coverage. That's something that Sean McDermott loves. That's his formula as far as the defense is concerned. Do I think that he deserves to be CB2? He's going to have to earn it, right? And see whether or not that he can actually line up outside. I think that he fits McDermott's scheme, but we're just going to have to see how it plays out. He was a former third-round pick. I thought he did somewhat decent back in the day. We'll see. What position needs the most work for teams during training camp, and what position needs the least amount of work? Jordan is always coming in with these fire-ass questions. I think middle linebacker particularly, I think that there's a lot for us to find out about this unit. Because when you miss somebody out like Edmonds, there's obviously going to be a hole. And it's not even to a point where I'm expecting this team to completely address it. And by completely addressing it, meaning I need the exact same amount of production that this squad has put up for the past couple of years. It's not even necessarily that. We just need a new solution. We need to relook at the linebacker room as a whole. And if we need to completely make an identity shift with the way that they play football, which in my opinion, I think it's going to be a lot more heavily focused on being into a coverage group. And that's where they're just going to hone in on their strength, which quite frankly, I think that's really all they have at this point as far as like pure strength is concerned. Definitely linebacker is going to be up there. And then also least amount of work, man. I'd say secondary, man. I mean, I would definitely say secondary. I mean, outside of that CB2 position, like really outside of that CB2 position, our slot corner is solidified. Trey is solidified. We have our starters in the safety with Poyer and Micah Hyde back. I really think our secondary doesn't need to have as much of a close eye to it as other position groups go into it. So that's going to be my answer, both on the defensive side of things. Dick J coming in saying, hey, everybody, good to be here. Absolutely. Donnie Foster is coming in saying, middle linebacker, I'm not confident in Spector, Klein, Bernard. When season gets going, we are all going to see why they are career backups. Yeah, man. It's tough. Like I did hear during OTAs that Dorian Williams was playing a bit of a middle linebacker, like snaps by itself. He was mostly known for being outside, but maybe he can make that transition. So I like Dotson as well. And so I definitely like Terrell Dotson as well. That's somebody that I think that could very easily be able to go on ahead and make a transition into that role. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about him. I thought that when he did have to fill in a couple of times as the starting linebacker for this team, I thought he did wonderful. But we're just going to have to see. Michael coming in. Morning, Danny boy. Morning, brother. How's that good life? Dick J is saying, Vaughn for sure going on the pup. We need him for the back end of the season, for the tough games and the playoffs. 110%. I really hope that whoever we have on the defensive line at this point can carry the weight until while he is gone. And as much as we want to take what Vaughn says, Vaughn, in my opinion, as far as the sort of person that he is, I feel like he is truly an optimist. Like, he loves manifesting things. Vaughn Miller loves manifesting things, right? We heard it with OBJ. We heard it with with DeAndre Hopkins. Now we're hearing it about, oh yeah, man, most definitely, I might be ready by week 1, or I'm completely healed with this ACL. It's not his call, right? It's his doctor's call, and then also it is the coaching staff's call. Are we willing to risk him by coming back too soon and him getting injured again week 4, week 5, which would more than likely ultimately lead to his retirement? I don't know. I really don't know, but things got to go. Vaughn's not ready. He just feels ready because there's been no contact, no real movement. I'm interested to see what he does this week. I'm really interested to see what he does this week because he said that he's able to start football activities. So we're going to see how he looks in minicamp. Let's knock on wood. Let's hope he takes it easy because I do not need this dude pulling in any sort of injury during an off-season training program. It's the last thing I should see. You're right, says Vaughn should rest. We need him at the end of the season more, but he's not going back down. Not at all. Not at all. This is going to be a really good opportunity for us to see what we have out of the defensive end position. I think Floyd is going to absolutely be a boss. I think AJ Epinesa is going to just go out there and absolutely have a great season. Hopefully he gets more snaps this year because what he was able to put out on the field with the limited snaps that he did have was very impressive, and it just tends to continue to show you progression. So very intrigued with that. And then same thing with Gregory Rousseau. I think Boogie Basham is more than likely going to be released or he is going to be traded. So we'll see how that plays out. Jayco says, what's good, Dan? This is the year, homie. We're about to surprise the world. I wouldn't even say that we're going to surprise the world. I don't think that anybody would be shocked if a fortune teller came up and said, yeah, the Buffalo Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year. It certainly would piss people off, especially if anybody has particular narratives against the Bills, against Josh Allen. But I still think that we're one of the league's top dogs this year, right? So I wouldn't say that we'd shock the world, but I definitely agree with you. And so I think our roster, for the most part, outside of a couple of key positions, is relatively stacked, and it has to be. I mean, look at our division this year. I feel like everybody's pretty solid. Cody rolling in saying, hey, Dan, with McDermott being both and so offense and D, what's the biggest change you think the defense might see in strategy or output? I'm looking at aggressive. I want to see a very, very aggressive pass rush. I want to see a lot more blitzing. I really want to, I know that McDermott's going to marry to his own scheme. He really is as far as coverage is concerned. But the biggest change I want to see is absolute aggression. Absolute aggression. I want to see a lot more man, too. I want to be physical. I definitely want to be physical this year. That's the biggest change that I'm hoping that he brings to this table. Because if you look at what he did over in Carolina when he was defensive coordinator over there with Luke Kuechly, as his middle linebacker, that defensive line, they were a scary bunch and they were aggressive and they got after it. So I'm hoping that we see the same thing this year. We step away from the whole conservative play calling that Leslie Frazier gave to us for a while. Glenn's coming in. Dolphins fan, my guy's coming in saying, Diggs wants off the team because Josh Allen is his quarterback. Definitely not. Definitely not. Matthew C is coming in. Why would Diggs want off a team with a, let's be frank, number 2 quarterback in the league? So I really can't even come back with a witty response. Maybe Diggs feels like that. Hey, as far as the quarterback wide receiver relationship, I need to have a mediocre quarterback so that I could really shine, right? Josh is too good for him, maybe. But that's just absolute slander. Absolute slander. And Jonathan's coming in. He's saying, hit that like button. Absolutely true, ladies and gentlemen. It is completely free. It takes less than a second. And then it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, allowing people to know that I have my live show every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST. I see a lot of you regular viewers coming back, and I always appreciate you rocking with me as Bills news comes out. I'm so excited for minicamp. I really am. Okay, so I was going to say special teams for the least amount of work, especially with the new rule this year. Dude, I feel like special teams is slowly but surely just becoming like a dead unit in the NFL with that new rule that just came out. I mean, realistically, right? Like, why? I feel like kick returns just aren't going to be a thing. Like, not unless like somebody absolutely duffs like a kickoff and it goes to like the 30-yard line or the 40-yard line. Like, we're just not going to see kickoff returns this year. We're really not. I feel like that like there like really wouldn't even be a point if it was like a fair catch opportunity. I mean, maybe some special teams units might be able to see if they can like catch teams off guard and return the ball anyway. That could be interesting, but I'm not even sure. Cody said Haley Steinfeld is going to be welcomed in Buffalo, especially if there's 2 rings this year. Dude, no. My guy does not need to be going through a celebrity marriage, okay? Like dating celebrities, that's one thing, but man, that's the last thing my quarterback needs to do right now is get into a celebrity marriage, okay? Win me a Super Bowl, do what you got to do, give me the Lombardi, and then I'm completely fine with it. But I do agree. Like, I mean, I think that she's going to have a good time. I hope that he makes her go to Buffalo. I hope that he makes her go and tailgate with Bills Mafia, like shows her the spots around town, etc. I'm excited for the guy. Honestly, at the end of the day, I truly believe that for any man's perspective, if like you do have like a good woman that protects your peace, then I think that that is something that every successful person needs in their life, as long as they protect your peace and they don't cause additional issues for you. So I am happy for the dude, really am. We'll see what's going on. Matthew C is coming in saying, I'm just waiting to see the potential Dalton Kincaid is going to have his rookie year. Man, I feel like that my expectations are almost too high, like of a rookie tight end, but I just got a feeling about the guy, man. I really do. I just have like a giant feeling about the guy. His college stats are absolutely incredible. His raw talent is absolutely incredible. He's going to make an impact on this team. I'm just battling back and forth with, are we going to see like 1,000-yard receiving Dalton Kincaid his rookie year, or are we going to see more so of like Sean McDermott and Ken Dorsey baby him into the offense, and maybe he starts picking up toward the end, or is he consistent from the very beginning? I hope that he's consistent from the very beginning. I really, really do. So to be honest, if the Bills don't get to the Super Bowl, I believe McDermott will be fired, in my opinion. I think that would be like absolutely stupid. Like, I think that the only way McDermott gets fired this year is if we have a losing record. That is the only way that I think that should even be a part of the conversation. I really, really do. I think the coordinators, well, more particularly Ken Dorsey, would probably be on the hot seat a hell of a lot more than Sean McDermott would. I feel like that he would be put on the hot seat this year if we missed the playoffs and had a losing record for sure. But nah, dude, there's no way. I think that that's us repeating history. I really think that that's us not learning from historical moves of us just like having a head coach carousel, us having a quarterback carousel. Us bringing in a new coach ain't going to immediately help our team. Like, I hope that you would be okay with us sucking for about 2 years as our squad. Oh, hell yeah, dude. There's no way. Especially with all the free agents we're about to lose next year. And so the free agents we're about to lose next year, like we're about to go through a cap situation about next year or 2 years from now. Having a new coach with that, nah. I'm not about that, baby. Calvin saying this. Just watch Bills highlights from last season, and now I'm really missing the NFL season. Man, I feel like I might as well start doing that as well, right? Like just reacting to like Bills plays or something like that. Like maybe like watch a game or two, some things to make me happy. No, man, I definitely get it. I definitely get it. Except for like, I mean, I'm really not. And so I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't think. And this year, like I'm thinking about doing film like after each and every single game. Like I'm probably going to do a stream like on a Monday after the Bills game or a Tuesday after the Bills game where like I like go through film. But I don't think I've ever truly watched a rerun of a football game ever in my entire life. I really don't think I have. Because wins, I expect it. And so I'll watch highlights, but I never watch the full game. Like I know people that can sit back and watch a full game over again. I don't know. For some reason, I just can't do it. But film and highlights are different. Dan, what assumptions do you think we are making for the season that we shouldn't be? Ooh. Oh, shit, my bad. For a second, I thought it was a ghost or something like that, but it was just an advertisement of something I was reading. Fry Daddy's coming in with a pretty solid. Dan, what assumptions do you think we're making for this season that we shouldn't be? Ooh. Assumptions of the Bills are coming in. So there's a lot of assumptions that I think are fair for us to make, like as in I think that our run game is going to improve. Okay, one assumption, and I am even guilty about this too. I am even guilty for this as well. I really am. The assumption that I'm making that I think a lot of us need to be sort of wary of, Dalton Kincaid's a baller. He's got to make an impact. But don't think he's going to go out there and put up 1,000 yards receiving, 10 plus touchdowns. If I'm wrong, please. That's what I've been begging for. That is what I have been carrying myself around for the past couple of weeks, saying that he's going to be that guy. I think that's a dangerous assumption to have because he is a rookie, right? He is a rookie. Another assumption that I'm afraid. Oh, man. I feel like that's the biggest one on my end. It really, really is. I think another one too is that Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer are going to be like at their exact same elite level that they have been playing for. They're older, right? Like they're in their 30s. I still think that they're going to have a great year. Do I think that they're going to put up the numbers that they did, say, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, like when they were absolutely lights out? No. I think that there is age there. I hope I'm wrong in that department. And then what's another assumption? And then another one as well is that don't assume that our defense is going to look miraculously different than it was last year. I would also caution with that as well. So those are the 3 ones. They're all defensive takes. Let me know what you think about that, Fried Daddy. We'll see. So do you think Shakir will have a bigger role in year 2? So I think he's definitely going to have his opportunities in preseason and then also into right into training camp, right? Like he's definitely going to have his opportunity to make an impact. It's just a matter of fact of does Sean McDermott have confidence in him, right? Yes, he was a rookie last year. He had to earn his stripes, but when you have to go out and get Cole Beasley out of retirement and he starts immediately, like that next game, and sees significant time out on the field, that's a red flag for me. Not into Shakir's play, but into McDermott's confidence in him or Ken Dorsey's confidence in him. So we're just going to have to see how he progressed over the offseason. I'd like to. He was a baller in college, a little shorter, but we will see what's going on. So if you actually watch the full game over again, you realize how bad Josh Allen is, so you better not watch again. Bro, Glenn, you would experiment with men sexually for Josh Allen to be your quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. I guarantee you. Don't even try and argue that Tua even fucking is near my guy. Does anybody know why Josh Allen gets the hate that he gets and Joe Burrow gets absolutely no hate whatsoever? Because, man, it's this thing called narratives, Dante. It's this thing called narratives. When Josh Allen first came into the league, everybody and their mother was like laughing at the Buffalo Bills because they thought that he was going to be a bust. And then it turned out that he wasn't. And then it turned out that he wasn't. It turned out that he was one of the league's darlings. He's on the cover of Madden. He has the exact same, like, he has very similar stats to each and every single quarterback that is even in the conversation with him. And then Joe Burrow has always sort of been an underdog, right? So I feel like he's been an underdog and Josh was an underdog as well. But I feel like people are terrified of being wrong, so they cling on to it. And at the end of the day, and so if you don't have haters, then like you're doing something wrong, right? I feel like people want him to be bad so bad because the media wanted him to be bad so bad. And like no one's hating on Davis Mills. Nobody's hating on Geno Smith. Nobody's hating on those mid quarterbacks, man. No one's hating on bad quarterbacks, right? Yeah. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. My guy Calvin said, offensive rookie of the year for Kincaid, like you said in the short, is a little bit of a stretch. I know, man. I'm like super excited about him, but I think if any like rookie tight end has an opportunity to do it, I'm excited about that guy. I think Kyle Pitts had an opportunity a couple of years ago, but Atlanta just decided not to. It's a stretch, but hey, man, let me live my dream. And so I would rotate Taylor Rapp and Hyde and Poyer so we keep them both fresh for playoffs, play Rapp as much as possible. Cody said, I would experiment with men for Josh Allen to stay a quarterback on the Buffalo Bills. Oh, man. James Phillips says, as a Broncos fan who loves Von Miller, if he is playing week 1, that is a mistake. Man, I feel like you could probably agree with us that Von Miller is 1,000% an optimist. Like, he loves manifesting takes. And so he loves manifesting takes where he would say, oh, yeah. And to OBJ, man, he wants to be a Bill, or D-Hop wants to be a Bill, man. Trust me. I feel like he's an optimistic guy. He's an optimistic guy. And while he might be right where he's not technically on the PUP list, he's still going to miss a couple of games. Let him heal as much as possible. Use him for when we need him. I mean, dude, those ACL injuries are for real. Like Trey White had an entire year, literally a calendar year before we saw that guy again. And it's not always necessarily up to the player. It's up to the team. And, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Dan McDermott holds that man off until Thanksgiving. I ain't going to lie to you. And so I think we were assuming Diggs is still going to be a top 10 receiver this season. He is turning 30. I think this might be his last year as far as, like, receiving yards is concerned. He's still going to be an absolute dog, like next couple of years, really. But as far as being consistent top 5, top 10, he's definitely in the dusk in that situation. There's like a lot of young bucks coming in. That's going to be different. And so also Joe Burrow gets less hate because he's clearly the coolest guy in the league. Burrow is dope, dude. Burrow is a cool dude. So is Josh Allen, though. Like, I mean, I'd hang out with both of those dudes. I'm sure that I would have a great time either way. Like, I'm sure that we'd be able to get after it. I'm trying to think, like, what else is the difference? I think it's so I think it's the fact that he made a Super Bowl. It's probably it. And so if Josh Allen, if Josh Allen makes a Super Bowl and he loses, I guarantee you, he'll get ripped apart again. Like, dude just needs to win a Super Bowl, really. Even that, too? Totally lost my train of thought there. No. Here it is. And so even if Josh Allen were to win a Super Bowl and if anybody else had like a significant impact on the team, like say, for example, like Damian Harris, like rushed for like 300 yards during the game or like had some meaningful impact on the game, the narrative would then change to, oh, and Josh Allen didn't even do anything. It was all Damian Harris, or it was all special teams. Like, in order for everyone to like shut their fucking mouths, essentially, like, please, yeah, like, say that they just shut their mouths 110%, then he'd have to win a Super Bowl. I'd say two. Because like I've said, man, like, so even Tom Brady's narrative was very difficult to put down. It was very difficult for me to put down as well. Like, I didn't like truly like shut my mouth about even trying to come up like with something bad about Tom Brady until he won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. Like, even during all of his Super Bowls in New England, I would always cling to the facts and I would say, oh, he's a system quarterback, right? Like, there was always a goalpost moved. And that's true greatness. Nobody talks bad about anybody unless they're intimidated by them. It's absolute facts. It's the realest thing in the face of the planet. Nobody talks shit about somebody else unless they foresee them as a threat. Am I wrong? And so I never, I've never met a person in my entire life that has talked shit to me or talked shit about me that was doing better than me. 110%. Never met a single person on the face of the planet that has talked shit about me that was doing better than me. And that's the fact for everybody. Josh Allen, NFL players, blah, blah, blah. Josh Allen has so much hate, it feels great like victory, baby. Absolutely. Dissy's coming in saying, I need Diop on this roster so effing bad. Man, it would be exciting. It definitely would be exciting. I think marketing materials would just go completely through the roof. Like, I feel like people wouldn't throw away the programs that they hand out once you walk into the stadium. That's for damn sure. They'd probably frame it because it would just be so cool to have. He's visiting New England this week. Like I said, I've basically given up all hope. It might happen. And if it does, I'll be a happy dude, but we'll see. Well, Dan, you manifest lies too, telling your viewers Buffalo is a Super Bowl contender. Oh, we are. We absolutely are, man. Absolutely are. Come on. It's not a lie. That's called positive manifestation. I need my coffee to kick in heavy. And so I think Burrow doesn't get hate because he made it to the Super Bowl and Burrow has beat Mahomes in the playoffs and Josh Allen hasn't. There's a couple more accolades. Like, I feel like a lot of people cherry pick things, man. And so I feel like a lot of people like cherry pick things. Like, that's like, say, for example, like a real estate agent, like in your area or something like that. Like, dude's like selling like multi-million dollar houses, but then like he like drops a deal or two like down the road. Does that make him bad? No. Just cherry picking, baby. It's cherry picking. Fry Daddy says, what qualities do you look for most in our Bills Mafia mommy? Is that Haley Steinfeld, I'm assuming? Is she Bills Mafia's mommy right now? What qualities do I look for? Or expand on that question, my guy. Expand on that question. So Diop has insane hands, but his release isn't that good. His route running is just decent, and he's not a speed demon. Is it worth breaking the bank for good hands? I feel like it is, man, because like that was his entire career, right? And he was consistently a top 5 like wide receiver in the league because of that. He's a jump ball guy. He's a physical dude. He's hard to cover, not because of his speed or his route running, but he will fucking outman you. He will outman you on the side. I do think that he would be a great contributor to this team, obviously. But like I said, I've practically given up all hope that he's coming to this team. I really do. I'm doing that, so my expectations are just like super excited once it does happen. Once it does happen, I'm just going to be absolutely going crazy. Is what it is. Keys, Raiders. So I think you meant Jets. Jets, Raiders, Commanders, Dolphins, Jags. If we dropped one, what would it be, and why would it be the Jaguars? Cody, listen, bro. I'm high on the Jags this year, man. And the Buffalo Bills always end up dropping an absolute bullshit game. Like a game that we should have won, but we just go out there and we play flat. I think Jaguars is a strong possibility of an L because we have to travel all the way to London, in which, do keep in mind, and so the Jags are not going to be leaving the UK that week, right? Like they're going to be there that week before, right against the Falcons. They don't leave, so they're going to be used to everything. They're going to be used to the climate. They're going to be used to the overall time zone change. We're going to be at a disadvantage. We are definitely going to be at a disadvantage. So as far as like a loss, like one loss, like not like a lot of people are thinking about, I think the Jags might be a sleeper right there. So Violator Podcast is coming in saying, honestly, the hate is from Dolphins, Bengals, Chiefs, and Hypebeast Jets fans that can't stand the fact that Josh Allen really is him. I bet he's top 10 on, and so I bet he's top 7 on NFL player list. I'm excited for when the NFL top 100 comes out because I have a feeling Josh Allen will be like number 5, number 4. Yeah, we'll see if he's above Burrow. We'll see if he's above anybody else. Jets, Raiders, Commanders, Dolphins, Jags. I do see us splitting with the Jets. I see us splitting with the Dolphins. I think we sweep the Pats, and so the division's going to be tight. And so Jags will be the number 1 seed. And so if you go through the schedule, it's so damn easy, and they only play 4 elite quarterbacks. They do. Dude, they have a cakewalk. I would die. I mean, I wouldn't die, but like I would be very thrilled, very, very thrilled if the Buffalo Bills had that schedule. It's absolutely insane. Buffalo Snowy 7 saying, so I'm going to the Jags-Bills games. Jags-Bills game, and Jags are favored. That's dope. Going to London, my friend. Going to London, going across the pond. And so if I can make it happen, I'm going to try and make it happen, but I got a lot of games I'm going to this year. So London is a home game for the Jags. It basically is. It basically is. So Bills aren't losing to Sam Howell or whoever ends up being Raiders QB. So Glenn came up here and said, if not for Josh Allen, Miami would have not had a chance at all in a playoff game. Josh Allen gave that game away. I didn't know Josh Allen gave up 31 points. And so I didn't know Josh Allen was on the defense that year. I hate when people like try and blame a quarterback for a loss, like when the quarterback puts up 28 points plus. If your quarterback's putting up 28 plus points in a game, anytime anybody tries to say that it's the quarterback's fault is just dumb. And so I don't care about interceptions. If your quarterback's putting up 28 plus points and if your defense can't make a significant stop when need be, that's not a quarterback, man. That's a troll, man. It's just mindless trolling. For me, a Bills Mafia mommy needs at least willing to break through a table. Britt was never going to do that. Haley was in true grit, so I think it's more likely. I would love for her, dude. I would love for her to break a table like that and like just like pound some just pound some wings. Just pound some wings, bro. Oh, also, I think that we're going to need to – hold on. We're going to need to see if she's a ranch or blue cheese girl. I'll text him back in a second. Hold up. Let's see what's good. And so our defense was sad. Our secondary last year teams passed away. Career Beckham, Brissett, and Skylar Thompson both threw for over 300. It's not a great defense. Yeah, dude, it was bad. It was really bad. So he gave up 2 interceptions and a fumble for a touchdown that led for 18 points. Okay, then what accounts for the rest of the points that the Dolphins put up? Don't matter. And so if your quarterback puts up 28 plus points a game, it's never on the quarterback, ever. And so this Bills team has relied on Josh Allen so many times for him alone to win the game for us. Sometimes the defense has to bail him out. And there's been very few occasions, I would say, for the past 2 years where I could confidently say that our defense has bailed Josh Allen out more than Josh Allen has bailed out the defense. It's a team sport. And so if you put up 28 plus points, and I'm dying by that take, it's never on the quarterback, ever. So how do the Bills keep losing home games? We only had 7 last year from the Browns game, and we only have 8 because of this dumb Jags game this year. It happens. Oh, Wyatt's coming in saying, I went through the Dolphins and Bills schedule. My opinion is the last game of the year, Dolphins versus Bills, decides the division. That would be crazy, but are you counting out the so you counting out the Jets? And so the defense did bail you out in that game for an L. They gave up 31 points. They didn't bail us out at all. Maybe one play from Elam. That's about it. And so if you give up 31 points, then that's just a piss poor performance. And so is it a crime that the Buffalo Bills declared ranch over blue cheese as their sauce of choice? Yeah, it was April Fool's. But that person was definitely rolling the dice. Violator, it's crazy. These other teams' fans have so much criticism towards our guy, but he's universally recognized as an elite top 3, and they act like they wouldn't give up their left arm for 17. Dude, like, and so you didn't know that, like, random, like, no profile picture, like, YouTube viewers, like, know more than the national media? And so you didn't know that? And so a random Dolphins fan or a random Jets fan or like a random Cincinnati Bengals fan that has no profile picture says Josh Allen's trash, man. And so you didn't know that opinion is way more universally respected than somebody who actually covers a team professionally? I didn't know that either. But it's true, apparently. And so I went to a Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday. Oh, no, Jordan. And sat next to Bills fans who dipped their chick wings in ketchup. Didn't know what to think. I would have called the police immediately. Something is clearly wrong. Something needs to be addressed. Pez Buff is coming in saying the AFC East will come down to the Bills and the Jets. Absolutely. What would you trade Diggs for? Damn, this year? I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't, especially this year since we're trying to compete. And so I would need like a receiver that's the same production as Diggs, and I would need like 2 first-rounders. But, yeah, like I don't see that happening. I definitely don't see that happening, but we'll see. All right, guys, Dom Mafia Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love y'all. Like everybody that joins, right? Bills Mafia, Dolphins fans that come in, Broncos fans, Chiefs fans, Bengals fans, whoever comes in. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Love the debate. I am about to go get a haircut because I'm starting to look a little homeless right now. Not going to lie to you. I'm going to go get a workout in, and then I'm going to, get ready for Bills Mafia Happy Hour, 5 p.m. EST. Make sure you smash that like button on your way out. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a live stream from your boy again. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you at 5 p.m. Deuces.